Hello, and welcome to Privacy News Today. This segment is presented to you by Termageddon.com. We're an auto-updating privacy policy generator, and we generated tens of thousands of privacy policies and kept them up to date with changing legislation. So we also keep track of privacy news for our clients as well. So today we're going to be talking about Delaware's new privacy portal, which was created in anticipation of the effective date of their new privacy law. I did want to note that any information presented today is presented for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal advice. So in September 11th, 2023, the Governor of Delaware signed House Bill 154, which passed the Delaware Personal Data Privacy Act, which is a comprehensive state privacy law that's going into effect on January 1st, 2025. Now, the DPDPA applies to any person that conducts business in Delaware or that produces products or services that are targeted to residents of Delaware that during the preceding calendar year controlled or processed the personal data of not less than 35,000 residents of Delaware, or controlled or processed the personal data of not less than 10,000 residents of Delaware and derived more than 20% of their gross revenue from the sale of personal data. So here it's important to note that you don't necessarily have to be located in Delaware for this law to apply to you as a business. So for example, if you're located in Illinois or you're located in California, this law could still apply to you if you're meeting these thresholds here. Now, this new law requires businesses that need to comply with the law to have a comprehensive and up-to-date privacy policy that includes the disclosures enumerated in the law. So what this means is that the law basically has a list of disclosures that privacy policies need to make. And if you need to comply with this law, your privacy policy needs to have the disclosures in that list. So the purpose of the law is to actually protect the privacy of residents of Delaware by providing them with certain privacy rights. So if you're a resident of Delaware, you could confirm whether a business is processing your personal data and access that personal data, correct any inaccuracies in the personal data or ask to delete it. You could also obtain a copy of the personal data in a portable format, meaning that the data could be then ported over or sent to another business. You could also obtain a list of the specific third parties to whom your data was disclosed, and then opt out of certain uses of your data. So you could opt out of targeted ads, the sale of your data, the use of your data for profiling as well. And then lastly, businesses that need to comply with this law are not allowed to discriminate on consumers based upon whether or not they exercise their privacy rights too. Now, what is the privacy portal? So the portal can be found on privacy.delaware.gov. Essentially what happens when a new law goes into effect, a lot of consumers don't know that there's a privacy law. They may not know that they have privacy rights or what those rights mean or how to exercise them. There's usually a lot of confusion amongst businesses of who needs to comply and why and how and things like that. So the privacy portal was created to assist parents, consumers, and businesses in navigating this upcoming law. And basically what it shows is that Delaware is serious about this new law. They're serious about consumers understanding their privacy rights. They're serious about businesses complying. And this is really just a great resource. A lot of states don't do this, so this is definitely very welcome, at least from the privacy and compliance profession as well. So the first group that this portal is trying to help are consumers and children. So basically it provides information about what privacy rights consumers receive and how to exercise those rights and what those rights mean. It defines personal data and provides examples so consumers can know what data is actually being protected by this law. It includes a list of information that privacy policies need to include. So if a consumer goes onto a website, they can click on the privacy policy and then they can cross-reference those lists to make sure that they're getting all the information that they need to get. And then it also includes a consumer complaint form where a consumer or a parent can file a complaint about somebody who's not providing them the full privacy information or maybe not responding to privacy rights requests, things like that. The second group of people that the portal is trying to help is businesses. So it includes information on how to determine whether this law applies to your business. It includes definitions of personal data as well, so as a business, you know what data you're supposed to protect. It includes information on what businesses need to do to protect the personal data, including what the responsibilities of controllers and processors of personal data are. It also includes information on key personal data privacy principles, and then it also includes frequently asked questions. So whenever a new law goes into effect, there's always a bunch of questions from everyone that aren't necessarily, maybe very clear in the law. So a great example here, how do residents of Delaware exercise their privacy rights? So it includes all that information, and I'm sure that as time goes on, it will be updated with further information as well. Now, DPDPA and Termageddon. So we've been tracking this law since its inception, and we're continuing to track any amendments, rules, regulations, guidance, and resources. So through our tracking, that's how we came upon this privacy portal that includes different resources and information for people and businesses. If you're a current Termageddon customer, you will receive a notice to update your policies prior to the law's effective date. If you don't currently have a privacy policy or don't have a strategy to keep it up to date with new laws like this one, make sure to check out termageddon.com. So we'll keep an eye on this privacy portal. Definitely check it out if you're a business that needs to comply or if you're a resident of Delaware as well.